Hi, I'm Maddie from Tweeks, and I'm reporting from San Diego Comic-Con 2017 on Supernatural Sunday, and I just finished up my interviews with Jared Padalecki, Misha Collins, and Jensen Ackles, and we talked about everything from GISHWHES to Green Era to what they geek out about at Comic-Con, so let's see those interviews.
So we literally pick up from the moment we left off. So Mom is presumably dead. She's gone. Cass is also laying at Dean's feet. Kelly's gone. Crowley's dead. Like it was a bloodbath, and so Dean basically does the one thing that he knows what to do, and that is take care of the threat. And in his mind, the threat is the Nephilim that is inside the house, the Lucifer's love child. And so that's what he does. He's like, I don't know. He doesn't know how to react or how to process what just took place. So he's going to do what he does know, and that's to alleviate the threat. That then turns out to be a little bit more difficult than he expected because Sam stops him and says, "Let's think about this." And so that's kind of a bit of the struggle in the first couple of episodes. So you'll see that, but it's kind of one of those things where it's almost too much for him to process. We're on the same page. We might just have different ideas about what to do. We're going to get to the same point. We just might get there from different angles. I think probably more than they realize. We're very fortunate in the fact that we do a lot of fan conventions throughout the year. So I think unlike most films or shows or anything entertainment-wise, we get more face time with the fans than a lot of people. And what that does is that gives us a direct line of communication and also feedback. So we're not just reading the critics' reviews online or watching Twitter. I mean, a lot of our writers and staff do that. They'll kind of keep the pulse of what's happening on Twitter and what the fans are saying. But for us personally, we get immediate feedback and direct feedback from them when we see them and when we talk to them, we shake their hands, give them a hug, and I think what that does is it not only gives us feedback on what A is working or B isn't working, but it also just kind of inspires us and fuels us to continue to go back to work and do what we want to do and do what we love to do because we see that it's actually impacting people. And, whether they're happy about so-and-so being back or whether they're pissed off that so-and-so died, that's true emotion getting fed back to us. So I think it has a big place in the world of Supernatural, the fans' opinions. I'm not. I declined to do it this year just because I have a lot of kids at home now. They need some dad time. So I won't be doing it this year. But normally the directors won't know what they're going to direct. They'll get a slot. They'll get an episode number. But a lot of times the scripts aren't written. So we know right now we have all 23 director slots lined up right now. But we only have probably 6 or 7 scripts and probably another 2 or 3 that are broken, the stories and stuff. So there's only about 6 directors that have any idea what they're directing. And as far as like the apocalyptic world and the real world, there's probably going to be episodes where we're living in both of those times. That's my biggest complaint. I don't get to walk the floor and nerd out on things that I know I would. I try to get as much of a look around the floor as I can, but I can't really see anything. So I'm kind of bummed, and I try not to look and see what's out there because I'd be like, oh, I wish I could go see that. So I know. I might try that. Get a costume, throw a mask on. I'll get my 4-year-old to design it. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you guys. Yeah.
Good. How are you? Good. Castiel's dead. Big deal.
What happens there?
I can say a fair amount. I can tell you that Castiel is dead. That we open on Castiel dead. And that he stays dead for a little while. Which is an acting challenge for sure. Because you have to hold your breath.
Yeah.
You can't move around a lot. Dead for the better part. I don't know what I'm not supposed to tell you.
You can tell us.
Longer than you would expect, actually. So I think that people are going to be like, "Oh wow, he's really dead." Yes. Well, you know what I would like to play, honestly? I'd like to play... I'm interested in when we get to start exploring characters beyond the Rift, in the parallel universe. Because it gives us all the opportunity to potentially play totally different iterations of our own characters. Like possibly you find a Castiel in the other dimension who has no moral compass or something like that. We haven't yet gotten to those stories, but I assume that we're going to play with that because it's such a cool playground. Well, I think that the thing that I notice that I get most excited about is when there's change to the character. So just as an actor, it's more exciting to play changes. And I think that we get that a lot on the show. So I have been satisfied with it. I have been so busy lately. Like when you direct an episode, it means doing basically 2 episodes because it's about that much time because you have a full prep week, plus you do like actually on the ground with support prep week, but you also have a little bit of time that you work on it, prepping on your own. Then you have the week of shooting, and then you have post. Not week, 8 days of shooting. So all in all, it ends up being like you're adding 2 full episodes to your plate, and my life hasn't felt like it has had a lot of space in it lately. So that has been part of why I haven't been pushing for another episode. But, you know, we'll see. If I stay dead long enough, I have some time. Things like GISHWHES take up my time, which is a very gratifying thing, and people seem to love it, and I love doing it, but it takes up a lot of time, and so I have to I also have to see my family and things like that. Apparently, I just posted a video about the Syrian families that we saved last year on social media this morning, and I got the video this morning. And it was like, I started crying. I was like, oh, that's so awesome. So awesome. We get to see this family. And this is the last year of GISHWHES too, yeah. You know, so it sort of goes back to what we were talking about with Castiel. I like change. I like doing something different. And GISHWHES has been about, from its inception, it was about pushing boundaries, doing something different, and going into unexpected places, and I feel like just for myself, it's starting to feel like I know what happens with GISHWHES, and I don't like that. So I want to do something totally different, and maybe better. I don't know. Hopefully better. I mean, you know what? We have not discussed that at all. That hasn't come up, and I don't think that they have really thought that far in advance. I definitely don't think that that series has been written past what is the functional pilot episode, which is still being written as well. But that is, the idea is that it will be embedded in the regular Supernatural season, but it will also function as a pilot. And if it looks like all of the right ingredients are in there and the chemistry is right and people, are drawn to that pilot, then they'll go to series for that. So, and at that point, I think they might talk about, peppering in some crossover stuff or whatever, like they do with a lot of Greg Berlanti's shows on the CW. We've never discussed it, and I'm totally speculating, but I don't see why that couldn't or wouldn't happen, because they are characters of the same world, so it would make perfect sense. And it would actually probably be a smart thing to do, because it would help seed the new show. To bring in a few popular characters from Supernatural and try to translate that audience.
Hi, guys.
Yes.
Wonderful. Peter Roth said the same thing. He's like, halfway there, and we're like, the funny thing is that this is the most rested I've ever been for a Comic-Con, because I came in Wednesday for Conan O'Brien, and then went to the Legoland and the zoo on Thursday and Friday. Yesterday I just golfed with Jensen and Rob and Bob Singer, and then I was asleep by 9:30. So I got rest, and now I wake up. But now I wake up and I'm like, oh man, I'm tired. I'm just feeling. I think it's more being 35, not 22 anymore. Not that 35 is, I'm not getting a senior discount at Denny's or anything. I absolutely think there are facets for Sam to explore. And just going into my personal life, but not boring you guys, what I've learned from going to therapy is that things don't go away, they ebb and flow, and you can learn how to deal with them. But for instance, this season is the first time we really see Sam again at an advanced age deal with his destiny, because he had demon blood in him before he was a year old. He was supposed to be bad. He was supposed to do evil, and through nurture, he found a way to focus on being good, being a good person. He makes mistakes, but he's trying to be good. And so now we see Sam saying the same thing about Jack. Sure, he's not only half angel, he's half freaking Lucifer, half human, but Dean is going he's half Lucifer, let's shoot him. And Sam's going, no, he's half human, let's nurture him and make him. So Sam is starting to see himself in Jack a little bit. So we'll explore that again, which I'm really excited about, because I think it's almost like why Sam for so many years didn't want to explore his power, because he explored his power, and he started the apocalypse. He's been Lucifer, he's been demon, juiced up on demon blood, and he doesn't like where he goes when he's that powerful. So he's kind of been the type to go hey Dean, you do this, I'll be researching in the back, I'll be the silent but deadly one. Which Dean would say other things, but so I'm excited to explore that again, because it'll mean something different to him at whatever age Sam is now than he was season 4. That's probably the main one, is his struggle with his own destiny. That's probably what I'm most excited about, just both as Sam and as Jared. Jared really liked season 4, not just because I met my wife and stuff, but it was a high. It was like an endorphin rush, being this powerful. You felt it because you're acting like it. So you're reading these scripts where you're doing things, and not that I was man, Jared is cool, but you certainly get this feeling, and it was interesting to see how Sam then dealt with it. So it would be fun to kind of maybe try and full circle again. Well, what's the chicken and what's the egg? Does he want to save Jack because he wants to get Mom back and see if he can get Cass back? Or does he want to save Jack because of him? Absolutely. That getting Mary back is a big part of why Sam needs to believe in him. Oh, I think I've been pretty upfront about my nerdness. I was a big, I still am a huge Star Wars fan, though these days I'm watching Paw Patrol and whatever, Bubble Guppies and whatever else. However, I am watching a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles again. And I watched it when I was a kid, and so I'm showing them because my sons, while I'm making them breakfast, the only way to keep them inside, not running around and smashing things, is to grab Apple TV and push Ninja Turtles. And so I'm making breakfast I remember this episode. Like, you know, like weird deja vu. You're like, that's where that's from. So yeah, getting back into the Ninja Turtles is going to be kind of fun.
All right. Thank you guys for watching my interview. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Periscope, add us on Snapchat, and like us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube and check back every Thursday on ComicMix.com for new videos. Bye!